Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ingrit Harmaini. I'm from Education in University Muhammadiyah from Dr.Hamka. Now, I will explain about animal cells and plant cells. Before I explain about animal and plant cells, you must first know what is a cell. Cell are the structural and functional units of living. Cells are divided into two types, cell prokaryotic and cell eukaryotic. Cell prokaryotic is cells that do not have a nuclear cell membrane, and cell eukaryotic is cells that have a nuclear cell membrane. Next, I will explain about animal cells and plant cells. The cells of animal and plant-related organisms have three basic structures: the cell membrane, nucleus, and cytoplasm. The cell membrane, also known as the plasma membrane, encapsulates the contents of the cells. It is like a vent or acts as a gatekeeper to protect the cell from the outside environment. It is also controls what material can go in and out of the cells. The cell's membrane is made up of two-layer phospholipid or phospholipid bilayer. Nucleus. The nucleus houses deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA for short, which is the hereditous material that carries genetic instruction in all living things. It also houses various proteins, and the nucleus is considered as the brain of the cells because it directs all the activities of the cells. Cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is where all the organisms are located and has a jelly-like fluid. It is the material between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Alright, so let's move on to the organelle. The first organelle we're going to discuss is the mitochondria. Or mitochondria in the plural form, it is one of the largest organelles within a cell. It is also known as the powerhouse of the cells, since it is where the energy of the cells, the adenosine triphosphate or ATP for short, is produced. Next, we have ribosome. The ribosome are tiny organelles like starch that contain ribonucleic acid or RNA and specific proteins within the cytoplasm. Within the cells, ribosomes are directly involved in the manufacture of protein. Another organelle is the endoplasmic reticulum, or ER from short. There are two types of ER, the smooth ER and the rock ER. The smooth ER is named because it lacks ribosome in its superfice. However, the rock ER is the opposite. Since the rock ER has ribosome, it is involved in the manufacture of proteins in the cells. The rock ER also helps in the transportation of proteins. On the other hand, the smooth ER involved in the synthesis of lipids, like phospholipids, which are used to build the cell's membrane. Other applications of the smooth ER include metabolism of carbohydrate, enzyme production in the liver, and the contraction of muscle cells in the milk cells. Another organelle is the Golgi apparatus. It is responsible for transporting, modifying, and packaging proteins and lipids into vessels for delivery to target destination. It is located in the cytoplasm and next to the endoplasmic reticulum and near the cell nucleus. While many types of the cell contain only one or several Golgi apparatus, plant cells can contain hundreds. Did you know that cells also produce waste in the cytoplasma structural called lysosome contain semi-cells, the digest-wasting disposal system of the cells. By digesting absolute or unisect material in the cytoplasma, thus lysosomes are also called suicidal bags of the cells. Lastly, we have the vehicle. The vehicle may be described as space inside the cell that does not contain cytoplasma, is surrounded by a membrane and filled with fluid. A flocculus or virus molecules, including enzyme, waste products of the cells, water, and even food material depending on the type of cell. But plants and animal cells contain membrane-bound organelles like the nucleus in mitochondria. However, plant cells and animal cells do not look exactly the same or have all of the same organelles, since each of them have different needs. So how are plants and animal cells similar or different? Why do plant and animal cells have difference? Plant and animal cells different because they have to perform of different function. But animal and plant cells have mitochondria, but only plant cells have chloroplast. Plants don't get their sugar from eating food, so they need to make sugar with the help of the sunlight. This process is known as a photosynthesis. They place in the chloroplast. When the sugar is made, it is then broken down by the mitochondria to make energy for the child. Because animals get sugar from the food they eat, they do not need chloroplast, just mitochondria. But the plant and animal cells have vacuola. A plant cell contains a larger singular vacuola that is used for storing an animal, maintaining the shape of the cells. In contrast, animal cells have a many smaller vacuola. Not seen in this illustration is the vacuola of the animal cells. Both the plants and animal cells have a cell's membrane, but only plant cells have a cell's wall. In the plant cells, the cell's wall surrounds the cell's membrane. This gives the plant cells its box-like shape. This also allows plants to remain strong and stand upright, even if they grow to great height. Lysosomes are found in nearly every animal cells. They are common in animal cells because when animal cells take in or absorb food, they need the enzyme found in lysosomes to gather and take the food for energy. On the other hand, lysosomes are not commonly found in the plant cells. Lysosomes are not needed in plant cells because they have cells walls that are now to keep larger of foreign subtypes that lysosomes would usually disengage of the cells. Lastly, the centrosome. The centrosome is a microtubular organism center found near the nucleus of animal cells. It contains a pair of centrioles to structure the perpendicular to each other. The centrosome reflects itself before a cell divides, and the centriole appear to have some role in pulling the duplicate chromosome to opposite ends of the dividing cells. However, this action function of the centriole in cell division is not clear because cells that have had the centrosome removed can still divide, and the plant cells which lack centrosome are capable of cell division. Alright, as a recap, here are all the organelles that we're talking about. The three basic components of the cells are the cell membrane, nucleus, and cytoplasm. Within the cytoplasm are the organelles, which are the mitochondria, ribosomes, and the rock and the plasma reticulum, Golgi apparatus, and all animals and plants organelles have unique shapes and have different function and effector. Well, that's the explanation of animal and plant cells about the structure of organelles. And don't forget, we must always be grateful for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creation that has been given to us, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the cells, which is the small structural and functional unit of living things, and cells also organize and manage all information so that they can carry out the lification of living things, because without a cells the organisms in living things such as animals, plants, and humans will not work and function. So my explanation about animal and plant cells, how full the knowledge is useful for, and it can be understood and put into practice. And thanks for watching. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.